everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks, where we talk about life, growth, relationships, and all things in between. I have a very special guest with me today. She is a reality star and a star on House of Sims, Frankie Sims.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
These are
big
nice
drinks.
and girly.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, so refreshing. I was just saying that I drank so much last night, and I'm like, I just need a break.
Did you? Did you go out last night?
Yeah, I was like,
we went out last night as well.
I couldn't. I'm like, I can't. Not today. I can't. I've been drinking like this whole weekend.
Really?
So it's just been.
I know, like I get
rehydrate.
like 4-day hangovers now. Like when I go out, I'm like, I can't go out for 4 days. I can't be seen. But where we've got not a lot of time left here, we've been partying. Like, I think we've been partying 4 days in a row now, like drinking
goodness.
alcohol, but I can't turn it down. I can't say no because I'm like, once I get back to England and it's cold, I'm going to be like, I wish I was back in the sun drinking cocktails.
It's
So-
usually colder by now.
I know, yeah.
Okay, we got to let everyone know, for the people that don't know who you are, tell us about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, so I was born in Essex, which is like a little small town next to London. Grew up there, went to school, just like normal upbringing with all my siblings. And then I decided I want to go to uni because I wanted to be a wedding planner.
What's uni?
College.
Oh, university. Okay.
University, yeah. So then I was like, because I've always been brought up so close to my family and my siblings, and my mum and dad are so protective. Like, I had like a curfew and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I want to move across the country and get my own independence. So I moved 5 hours across like to the north of England. I'd never even been there before. I'd never heard of it. And I was like, I just want to go as far as I can. I went to uni for 4 years. I was like a super geek, loved the library, and just like I just wanted to be like in this like corporate world. I wanted to work in an office. So I got my degree in event management, and then I went and worked in a hotel as an event manager. And I was like still living up north. I had a boyfriend. I had an apartment with him, and I was like, this is my life now. Like, I work in an office. Like, I'm gonna marry this man, and this is my life. And I was so different as well back then. I was like 5 stone heavier, which is, I think is 70 pounds. I don't know. Yeah, there's 14 pounds to a stone, so I think that's 70 pounds.
You're 70 pounds heavier than you are today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like so insecure and shy and quiet. And yeah, my life was just completely different. Like, I would literally get up, go to work, go home, have dinner, go to bed. Like, I wasn't really social. I didn't use social media. I didn't even know how to use social media. And my 2 sisters were like back on the other side of the country, like thriving. They were on reality TV. And they were like so glam, and they were out all the time, and like skinny, and had all their makeup done all the time. And I just used to support them from a distance. I loved what they did, but I never wanted to be a part of it. And then just one day I saw my sister, and she was like, the life you're living isn't what's made for you. Like, you wasn't born to live this life. You need to be with us. You need to be glamorous and enjoying life. Like, why are you in an office 9 till 5 when there's so many more things out there? So I kind of thought about it, and it was funny because I went on holiday to Vegas just randomly. And when I was out in Vegas, I was like, do you know what, I don't want to go back to like where I was living. So the day I landed, I texted my landlord and I said, I'm leaving. I broke up with my boyfriend that I'd been with for over a year, and I quit my job. And then I just...
So you're like, I'm leaving everything.
Yeah, it
my
was
life,
like an
my
epiphany.
boyfriend. It was like, what did he say when you were just like...
We was on the rocks a little bit anyway, and
Okay.
he wanted to do his own thing. So I just said to him, like, look, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't want to live here. Literally just called it quits on everything. And I went back to Essex, and I started to lose the weight. And I lost the 5 stone. And then I went onto the reality TV show with my 2 sisters, and it was crazy. Like, I'd never experienced anything like that, but I was so like, what's the word when you're like it's the unknown. Like, I was naive.
Okay.
Yeah, I was so naive. I didn't know how reality TV worked, how social media worked. Like,
it was
trolls.
like a new world for you.
Yeah, it was a whole new world. And I was hated. I was so hated. As soon as I went on the TV, they hated me. The fans, the trolls, they just hated me so much.
Why? Like, what, like... were you just like to yourself more? And
I don't know. I think it was just because, and the newbies always hated on a reality TV show anyway, because the fans feel as though they know the other cast members. Then when you come on and you're like, hi, they're like, who's this bitch? So, and also I got with a guy who was like wanted by all the other girls, and he kind of picked me, and I was so hated, the trolling, and it. But do you know what? It didn't get to me because I was so naive. I was just whatever, and I would just walk on set and be like so flamboyant on camera. Yeah, so we did that for like 4 or 5 years, but then towards the end of it, it all started to hit me a little bit with like the trolls and like the stress of like having drama on camera and then having to watch it back and the opinions of everyone, and I started to become like a little bit anxious.
How did you deal with it? Like, how did you deal with the trolling? Like, do you respond back to them, or do you like? Because I remember, like, I got to that point of that time too, where it's like, you know, when you see it, you're kind of like, wait, this is not who I am, or this is not me. Let me let you know about me. And then there's times that I'm just like, okay, like they don't know better, so they're not gonna do better.
Yeah.
And if they ever see me, who's to say that they'll feel the same way?
Yeah, and it's so true, because it's like, sometimes I see the comments and I'm like, nobody's ever said anything like that to me in person. So like, it's literally just someone's having a bad day, or they're feeling a little bit of jealousy and they just want to express it. And then other days I'm like, who the hell are you to say that to me? Like, how dare you? So I don't know, like, I deal with it, it just depends how I feel that day, but I try not to respond to them, because I found myself like responding to like nasty comments and ignoring the kind comments, and I was like, that is so wrong, because they've gone out of their day to make me feel good about myself, and I'm ignoring them and giving my attention to the wrong people. So I feel like when you look at it like that, it's a lot easier, and you just kind of ignore the trolls. But yeah, I started to get like really anxious and just like worked up about everything, and like my image, like the way I portrayed myself, my personality, just everything kind of started overthinking. And I just decided that I wasn't going to go back to the TV show anymore. But I decided in my head, but I hadn't told anyone. And I was like, I'm a Christian, so like I pray a lot. So I was like praying to God every night, like, please God, please send me a miracle. I can't go back to this. Like, but I don't know what else to do if I didn't have that. So I was kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I had no other avenue. And then just one day my manager called and he was like, you're not going back to the TV show, you're going to LA. You're getting paid more money than you've ever seen in your life, and you're moving out to LA, and that's that. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was like, God has spoke to me.
Amen.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
It was crazy.
That.
It was like a miracle had happened. And like,
how long ago was that from when you left when you went back to Essex? How long ago was that before you got contacted for the show here?
About 5 years.
Oh,
so I was like doing the reality TV in the UK for 5 years, and then and then I decided to quit literally, and the day before we were going back to filming like season 30 or whatever it was, I got the call to say I'm not going back. So I was like packing my bags to go to filming, and then I was just like, okay, cool, like I can unpack and chill and sit back.
So how is it like filming in the UK and filming in LA? Like, how is that transition for you? Do you like it better, worse?
I do like it better, because it's like so much more laid back, like so much. There's like, when you're on a reality TV show with 30 other cast members, there's so much expected of you. Like, they want you to be dramatic and having dramas and relationships, but like, because there's only 5 of us, like, you don't feel like you're fighting for airtime, and you can just be yourself. And if I want to be like a hippie, I can be a hippie. So it's a lot better, and like, it's a whole new world out here. I was like, oh my God, like I'm in LA, like everything's so different. So that was automatically so much more exciting. But the only thing is, like, it did get lonely out here, because we just had each other, and there was just like the four or five of us. And I don't know, because back home in the UK, I'll get up, go see my family, see my friends. I've got my routine with the gym. But moving over here, I was so far from home. I didn't really have any friends. And I would get up and be like, what do I do today? Like, it just become a little bit lonely and a little bit like, what am I doing with my life? I was just like overthinking things so much.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like it's just so much to think about when
Yeah.
you're doing shows like this. And you know, I was talking to your sister, and it was just so much of worries that you have to think about, down to your nails, your hair, your outfits, the littlest things,
Yeah.
you know. And it's just like, and then on top of that, you have the after effect, and then you have the, what is my storyline going to be?
Yeah.
Is it going to be based off of this one argument, or is it going to be based off of this one like great thing that happened? You know, so it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. And I feel like so much goes into like wanting to deliver on reality TV that you kind of lose your personal life a little bit.
Yes.
And it happens to me all the time. Every single time I go into a period of filming, I lose myself because I stop going to the gym, I stop being social, and I stop thinking about work as well. But this is something that me and Demi have like really focused on this time round. So we just filmed season 2, and we have been working so hard. Like every minute we get that we're not filming, we're like meeting new people, networking, like doing podcasts, like just trying to put ourselves out there as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So we've like definitely sort of learnt from our mistakes. And
absolutely. And you guys have done it so long now that it's just like, all right, it's clockwork now.
Yeah.
So it's easy. You know when you're going to film, and you know what's going on and stuff. So it just makes it so much easy when you're not coming in like and not knowing what it is that you're doing. Like, you know, for the new shows, and they're coming in and like, for example, Love is Blind, or they're coming in, it's like you don't know what to do, or you don't know how it is to be on TV, and you don't know what they're filming, you don't know what they're taking in and out. So that I feel like that place of like just not knowing is kind of what makes you so anxious.
Yeah,
definitely. When it comes to filming. So that's kind of like, what about relationships? In a relationship, not in a relationship?
Yeah, so
single?
I'm seeing someone at the minute. We've been seeing each other for 6 months. And he's like usually I would go for the bad boy. Like I would go for the worst guy in the room because I like the chase. I like the excitement.
The challenge.
Like, yeah, but I've had my heart broken so many times. I've been cheated on, like I've been in like abusive relationships. And I literally had a year out to myself last year when we were out here in LA. And I was like, okay, I'm celibate for a year. I'm not talking to any guys, and I just want to find myself and sort of like work out what I really want.
Right.
And then literally the day we got back to England, I was in a bar with Demi, and a guy was just like stood there, and she was like, that guy's so good looking, why don't you go and talk to him? And I was like, no, I've been celibate for a year. Like,
I love that you guys are each other's wingmen.
I know.
Like, I love it for you guys.
Yeah. But I was like, I've been celibate for a year, please don't make me go over to him. And she was like, pushed past me, and she was like, I'm gonna go over to him then. And she did, and she introduced us, and he took me to Paris the next morning for our first day. Yeah, thanks to Demi. And then we've been together since. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations. I love that for you.
Yeah, he's so sweet as well. I would never usually go for a guy like him.
No?
Like, he is like, revolves his whole life around me.
I love
like,
that.
he just wants me to be happy. He's so kind. Like, my family love him. My mum messages him, and he's like, oh, I've just been messaging your mum. And I'm like, she would never usually do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's so lovely, but we're trying to take things slow. So we've not got like labels, we're not like boyfriend, girlfriend, anything like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And it's good to take things slow because it's like you get to know them more, and it's not like forceful, and you just, I feel like it's more of an appreciative relationship when it's slower, and it's like we took our time with this, and then there's a mystery of like what's going to happen next. You know? So it just makes it so much more fun and challenging, because it's like, all right, when are we going to go do this next or that next? So that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. And also in this relationship, I found that I'm sort of like, I don't know whether it's because I'm maturing or whether because I took a year out from men. I don't know what it is, but I'm a lot more outspoken, and I'm a lot more like sure about what I like, what I want to do, and what I don't want to do. And I don't like call the shots all the time, but I do the majority of the time. And I've never been like that in a relationship.
No, it was so crazy. I was just talking about that, like literally. And it just makes you feel like good when you know what it is that you want, and you're not settling for anything less than that. And it's just like, you know, I was talking to Demi actually about it, and saying that like, you know, you get in a relationship and be naturally submissive as a woman. woman,
Yeah.
you know, and you give them what they want, and then it's just like maybe some things might not make you happy, and it might be something that they want, but it doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I feel like you kind of have to do what you want, because ultimately, like, how are you going to make someone else happy if you're not happy within yourself?
Yeah.
So it's
true.
like, doesn't mean that it has to be like a demanding type of thing, you know?
Yeah, like,
but it
I
could
want
just be
Chanel.
like, yeah, it doesn't have to be that particular thing, but like, you know, something that's like just whatever it is that you want or what you don't want, and just tolerate and don't tolerate. And I just feel like it's just an empowering thing to have and do, and that's beautiful. I love that for you, because it's not a lot of people do it.
I know.
Not a lot of people do it. It's hard to be strong as a woman in a relationship and hold your ground, knowing that a lot of the time men are dominant.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I love where we're at right now, and that, like, you know, I can express what I want and like what I enjoy versus this is what I don't want, this is what I'm not tolerating. This is, you know. And it's taken time, but it's fun.
I think as well, like, most of the time men do prefer a strong woman. Like, I know that we think like, oh, they just want me to say yes to everything, and like he chooses where we're having dinner, he chooses what we're having, like, but I actually think that they prefer it when women take over sometimes. And even at home sometimes, because out here we're all living together, me, Luke, my partner, and Demi. Like, I'll sort of say things or do things, and Demi will snap at me and be like, you can't talk to him like that. And I'm like, no, Demi, like, I have to show him who's boss. And I feel like our relationship works because of that. I feel like he likes it. And
I feel like there's some guys that really like a strong woman, and there's some guys too that are like, I don't know about this, like, I'm the man, where it's almost like you taking away their ego and like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I just feel like, you know, it doesn't even have to get to a point of like, you know, like, for example, I'm a foodie, so majority of the time I'm picking out the food places, you know, or I'm like, I know what he likes to eat because we've been together for so long, so I'll order the food. But if we're like, if it's a workout, he's in charge, because I'm not like, you're in charge of that. You know, like, there's things where
you know,
it's like,
your like strengths.
Yes, exactly. So, but I feel like our arguments now are more so like, I wouldn't even say arguments. I would say more so like debates, to where it's like you have your opinion and I have my opinion, and if we don't agree, we're just going to agree to disagree. Like, because we've been together so long now that it's just like, the fighting is not like how people normally, I feel like normal people would fight, you know? And it's just like, okay, so you think this way and I think this way, and it's just like, okay, moving forward.
No,
okay, what's for dinner?
Disagree.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like I guess we're at a point now where it's like, you know, you're not going to leave and I'm not going to leave because of an argument. So it's just like, why are we even wasting our time arguing? You know?
That's the best feeling though, when you like feel so secure that you're like, okay, I can do this, I can voice my opinion, and I know that you're not going to walk out the door. And
and even like in a room full, if we were in a room full of women or a room full of men, like, I know eventually, like, my man's over here or, you know, I'm over here. So it gets to that point of like, all right, we've been together for so long that it's like, this is what I know he likes, this is what I like, this is what I want, and this is what he wants, and it's just a beautiful place to be. So
no, I agree.
It's exciting, and I'm glad that you're like, all right, I'm the boss.
I am. And I'm just like, I don't know, I think because I'm quite laid back person generally, like in life, like in my friendship groups, I would never be the person that decides what we're doing. I just follow. Like, I don't even really reply in the group chat. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll be there at that time. So like, this is a whole new world for me to kind of step up and kind of just like, not demand what I like, but like make sure what I like is being taken care of. So, but like, I'm enjoying it, and I'm now looking back on past relationships, and I'm like, maybe that's why things didn't work out, because I was too submissive. So it's like definitely a learning curve.
Absolutely. It's a fun learning curve.
It is.
It's a fun learning. And earlier you were talking about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So we have a game that we play.
Okay.
This is a new one. It's called A Rock in a Hard Place.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that. I actually didn't see that.
We're gonna pick cards. I think this one's a little bit different. So it's a game of like, would you rather? So would you rather do this and would you rather do that? And I'm gonna play with you. They're so tight. Okay. All right. Would you rather lose all your money and valuables, or lose every picture you ever taken?
This is really bad, but every picture I've ever taken.
I just feel like that's so many memories that you just
I know.
lose.
Yeah, it is memories, but then at the same time, I'd rather be like have my money and create new memories than just have the memories and like no money to do anything else for the rest of my life.
Right, that is true. Okay, it's on you.
And also, like, if I'd have been married or something like that, like have like pictures that I want to sort of cherish forever, then it would be different. But
Yeah,
I can take new ones. Would you rather everyone on the planet talks like Cartman?
Who is Carbon? Please, someone pull him up, because I'm like, which one's worse, Demi? You know.
Look, I think. They're like round with like round big heads, ain't they? Talking about South Park.
Yeah.
And he talks like this. Nah, nah, nah.
Oh,
the
that
main
one.
guy.
The little
Yeah,
chubby
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
little
he is
chubby one,
annoying. Yeah, he
yeah.
is annoying. Yeah. Look like him or talk like him? I'd rather talk like him than look like him.
Yeah, I agree.
110%. Like, I just wouldn't talk, or I'll just text, or I don't know.
You look like him. I would literally never leave my home again.
Right. Okay. Would you rather be really beautiful but stupid, or be really smart but ugly?
Do you know what? That's a really difficult one, because I feel like in this day and age, people become so successful based off of how they look for the majority, for the
110%.
most time. But like, I don't know, I feel like if I was really, really stupid, I wouldn't enjoy life, because I enjoy life so
agree.
much, because I
agree.
like to have intellectual conversations,
Right.
and like I'm educated, so probably. And also, there's so much surgery, you can make the best of yourself.
That's where I was at.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really smart but ugly.
Yeah,
'cause
me too.
You can make yourself look pretty nowadays.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Agreed. Okay, it's on you.
Right. Would you rather never be able to leave your house, or live your life poor and homeless?
Oh, I would rather never be able to leave my house. I enjoy my house, and I feel like we built our house to not want to leave. So we have literally everything but a bowling alley in our house. So I feel like I would be fine when it was COVID. Like our house in Alabama, we're on like this island, and the bridge like broke to get to the house. So we were
way.
literally stuck for like a week or something.
How did
But-
you have like extra food and
we
supplies?
had food and everything,
Yeah.
but it was like we were teaching the kids how to swim. We're on the lake,
Yeah.
so we're on the boat, where we got the jet skis. So it's like we had a blast,
Yeah.
you know. And usually we're so busy, so we actually had time to like enjoy each other and like really spend genuine time together. So it was good. Like,
That sounds amazing. That
was
sounds
so
like a
much fun.
dream.
It was
Do you know
so much
what?
fun.
I actually low key enjoyed lockdown. Like, I actually thought, like, obviously it was really sad and like really stressful with what was going on outside
Right.
in the outside world, but I actually really enjoyed just like being in my family home with my
Yes.
family, and
Yeah.
like I was like cooking different recipes every day, and we were doing workouts outside, and like it was really nice just
It
to
was
kick
good.
back. And I didn't wear makeup for like 3 months. It was beautiful.
It is a good time to like get with your family and
Yeah.
just like realize that you need time together, you know. So
Yeah.
it was I loved the fact that we were stuck.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I love
I
it.
would
I could
be
do
the
it. I could do it all day. So it's a good time. All right, last one. These cards are so tight. All right. Would you rather, as a man, have a fully functioning penis on your forehead,
Right.
or no penis at all?
I think no penis at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have to be asexual and just like have like an emotional connection with a partner.
Yeah, I feel like who the hell would want to walk around with just
With a
like
penis on their head.
like hey
Yeah, no.
guys,
Everyone
how-
will call you dickhead. Like
Yeah,
it just
literally.
wouldn't work.
literally like yeah. I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of guys would want to put the penis on their forehead
Yeah.
just because it's like they just do everything with their penis. So
Yeah.
I'm like, don't. It's almost like that's their manhood. Like, don't take away
Yes.
their manhood.
Yeah.
I just feel like as women, we would be like, all right, give me no penis, as opposed to like,
Yeah, like
Having-
give no shits whatsoever. Yeah.
absolutely.
Men are so obsessed with their penises though. Like even my friend that I was out for dinner with the other day, he's got a penis pump. And he was
What?
telling us,
He just randomly said he had a penis pump.
it's like a
At
suction
dinner?
thing like that wide, yeah. And he'll like put it in there and like pump it up to, and his girlfriend said it does make it bigger. And then he was taking like these, it looked like a protein powder, and he was just like taking it every morning, every night. And she said she's seen a difference, but I was just like, guys are so crazy. Like they just won't accept themselves. They're like always in competition about whose is bigger. And
Okay, wait. Okay, so the penis pump just makes it bigger for when they have sex, or is it just
temporarily,
like?
yeah, I think so. I think it's
Oh.
like, if you ever used like a lip plumper or something like that, yeah. Just
Oh, so just like, oh, okay.
yeah. But
okay.
he's actually on medication to make it bigger.
That's very different.
I
I
know.
never knew they even had like medication to take to make it. I knew about the penis pump.
Yeah.
But I thought like it was just like something you use like just for sex, but not just to like
Just
randomly
general
make it
everyday
bigger.
use.
Yeah, like that's crazy. And then it's like, would you be embarrassed to just be like, hey, I got a penis pump and I'm just like
I know.
over here growing my penis?
I know, it's crazy. But like, I feel like guys look at us girls. Well, my partner definitely. He's always like, you're lucky because you get to like have things done and like you make the best of yourself. If you look rough in the morning, you can put makeup on and you can have your lips done and your boobs done. He was like, but guys, we just wake up and that's how we look, and we just have to
Yeah.
live with our looks. So we're not naturally good looking. We're just like, we have to just
Yeah.
get on with it.
Yeah, that is true. Like
Yeah.
we have to do hair. We have a lot going on.
Yeah,
Eyebrows,
I know.
everything.
Everything. It's expensive.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Would you rather every movie is spoiled for you before you watch it, or you can't watch a movie until it's been released for 5 years?
Oh my gosh, I hate it when my man watches a movie and tells me the outcome. Like he can watch a movie and I tell him what happened and he'll still enjoy the movie. But if I know the ending to a movie, I won't want to watch it anymore
Yeah.
because I'm like, I already know what happened. So why do I have to watch it if I know?
Yeah, I
You
get
know?
that. Yeah.
I get so irritated when he does that, but I feel like I love movies and like I think that's the best way to chill like in a household.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't want to wait 5 years to
Yeah, I'm
watch
too
something.
impatient for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, so Barbie's come out recently, hasn't it? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I have not watched it. I'm the only person that hasn't watched
No?
it. Yeah.
I took my daughter to see it and I feel like it was kind of, my daughter's 5. I feel
Right.
like it was very grown
yeah.
for a 5-year-old. Because
Yeah,
they were
there's like a
talking
deep
about,
message, isn't there, behind it?
yeah, they were talking about like they didn't have genitalias and I was
way.
like, she's 5. Like,
She's not gonna know.
you
what
know,
that
like
is.
yeah. So I just feel like it wasn't for kids. It was definitely like more, I would say like PG-13.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not like Barbie that we grew up
Yeah,
watching. You
yeah.
know, like it's
They've made like an adult version.
yes,
Yeah.
110% adult version Barbie, but it was good.
Yeah, I really want to see it, but I'm just like, I just hadn't had time because I missed it just before we left the UK, and then I've not really been to the cinema out here because I've been working. And I was like thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to get so impatient, but I'm kind of like, just like, oh, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
So I would probably say wait 5 years.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't know if I could do 5 years is a long time.
It is a long time. You'd be over it by the time you
Yeah,
can get around
it's
to
like
watching
what,
it.
there's so many new movies that come out.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yeah, you'll forget about it.
Yeah.
So then you're just not probably gonna watch it at all.
True, very
So
true.
tell everybody what you have going on, what you have coming up, all that good stuff, where they could find you too.
Okay, so I'm currently filming House of Sims Series 2. You can find that on the OFTV app or the OFTV website. Series 1 is already on there, so if you haven't watched it already, make sure you catch up. And for my socials, you can find me on Instagram as Frankie Sims, TikTok as Frankie Sims 1, or OnlyFans as Frankie Sims.
And make sure you guys check Frankie out and watch House of Sims on OnlyFans. Download the app, and that is it for Telli Talks.